There is a very specific reason you clicked on this. You could have been anywhere else, watching anything else, but your higher self brought you right to this exact moment. You have been feeling it, haven't you? A strange, heavy exhaustion that sleep does not fix. A deep sense of urgency in your chest, like you are waiting for a train, but you do not know which station to stand at. You look around at the world, at the people you have known your whole life, and suddenly they feel like strangers speaking a language you no longer understand. This is not depression. This is not you losing your mind. This is the biological and energetic alarm clock ringing inside your DNA. The event you have been waiting for, the shift you have felt coming since you were a child, is no longer a future prophecy. It is happening right now, in the room you are sitting in. The timeline split is finalizing. The doors to the new Earth are opening, but they will not stay open forever. Many are completely oblivious, walking blindly as the old structures collapse around them. But you are not like them. You are a starseed. You are ground crew. And it is time to claim your seat in the reality you came here to build. Listen to every word of this transmission, because what I am about to reveal will change everything about how you navigate the coming days. Starseed. If this message found you today, it is not random. The Arcturian Council rarely sends transmissions like this. But something has changed in the energetic field of Earth. And those who carry the starseed frequency are beginning to feel it. I am Avila, emissary of the Galactic Federation of Light. What follows is a direct transmission from the Arcturian Council, delivered without distortion. We must begin by dismantling the greatest illusion that has been sold to you about the transition. For decades, your spiritual communities have spoken of the event as if it were a cinematic rescue. A flash in the sky, a sudden physical rapture, an external savior arriving to lift the chosen ones out of the density of the third dimension. This framing has kept millions of powerful starseeds locked in a state of passive waiting, looking up at the sky while the actual event unfolds beneath their very feet. The event is not a rescue mission. It is a frequency threshold, and you have already crossed the outer edge of it. What is happening right now on your planet is the most massive infusion of high-density photonic light that this solar system has experienced in over 26,000 years. This light is not metaphorical. It is literal, measurable energy arriving from the galactic core, and it is fundamentally incompatible with the survival-based operating system of the old Earth. When this high-frequency light hits the dense, fear-based structures of your society, your financial systems, your media, your governments, they begin to fracture. This is why the world appears to be descending into chaos. The collapse is not a mistake. It is the structural requirement for the new architecture to take its place. But more importantly, when this light hits your physical body, it forces everything that is out of alignment to the surface. This is why you have been so tired. This is why relationships that lasted for years are suddenly dissolving overnight without any logical explanation. This is why you cannot tolerate the foods you used to eat, the environments you used to frequent, or the artificial conversations that the sleeping masses engage in daily. Your cellular structure is being intensely upgraded, transitioning from a carbon-based density to a crystalline receiver capable of holding the new Earth frequency. You are not meant to fix the collapsing world. You are meant to hold the frequency of the new one while the old one falls. Claiming your seat in the new Earth does not require a physical ticket, nor does it require you to move to a hidden sanctuary. The new Earth is not a geographic location. It is a dimensional bandwidth. Two people can stand in the exact same room, facing the same window, and experience two completely different realities. One is trapped in a timeline of fear, lack, and impending doom. The other is anchored in a timeline of deep synchronicity, quiet peace, and sudden, miraculous provision. Your seat is claimed entirely by the frequency you consistently choose to inhabit when the pressure of the external world tries to pull you back down. It is an internal stabilization, a daily refusal to participate in the panic of a dying system. Some transmissions don't come through words. They come through frequency. If something stirred in you right now, that's not a coincidence. 4,500 people have already activated their Arcturian codes, and they wish they'd found this sooner. Arcturian Secrets. 12. Hidden Keys to Awakening is a 47-page ebook with ancient techniques for conscious expansion, multidimensional alignment, and mission remembrance. Are you next? Get instant access in the first pinned comment. Only 72 hours at the launch price. Many of you are looking at your lives right now and feeling a profound sense of grief. You are watching the architecture of your personal world dismantle itself. The job that used to bring you security now feels like a heavy chain. The friends you used to laugh with now speak about things that feel incredibly dense, trivial, and empty to your spirit. You sit at family dinners and feel like an undercover agent, observing a species you no longer fully belong to. And in the quiet hours of the night, your human mind panics. It tells you that you are isolating yourself, that you are failing at life, that you are somehow falling behind. I need you to hear this with your entire soul. You are not falling behind. You are shedding. What you are experiencing is a biological necessity for entering the new Earth frequency. Think of a space shuttle leaving your planet's atmosphere. In order to break free from the intense gravitational pull of the lower density, it must drop its heavy boosters. Those boosters were necessary to get the ship off the ground, but if it holds on to them, it will never reach the stars. The relationships, the careers, the habits, and the belief systems that are falling away from you right now are the heavy boosters. The third-dimensional gravity is trying to pull you back down, but your cellular architecture is quite literally vibrating at a speed that can no longer sustain those old attachments. It hurts because the human ego wants permanence, but your soul wants liberation. Do not mistake this divine clearing for a punishment. The universe is not taking things away from you to make you suffer. It is violently clearing the stage so the new Earth can actually be built. When you mourn the loss of your old life, you are mourning a cage. The exhaustion you feel in your physical vessel, the sudden need to sleep in the middle of the day, the ringing in your ears, the strange aches that doctors cannot diagnose. These are not signs of sickness. They are the symptoms of a profound internal rewiring. Your DNA is coming back online. The dormant strands, the ones your scientists arrogantly called junk, are beginning to sing again. You are being prepared to hold a massive amount of light, and a vessel cannot hold pure light if it is clogged with the dense debris of third-dimensional fear. You must allow the shedding to happen. Stop holding on to the people who are committed to misunderstanding you. Stop apologizing for your need for silence and isolation. Your quiet time is not you hiding from the world. It is your soul performing emergency surgery on your energy field. The new Earth requires ground crew who are completely uncompromised. You cannot anchor the frequency of absolute unconditional love if you are constantly bending your boundaries to please those who refuse to wake up. This is the timeline split in action. The divergence is no longer a spiritual concept. It is a physical reality playing out in your daily life. Some souls are choosing to stay in the first band of consciousness, clinging to the collapse, addicted to the fear, and terrified of their own sovereignty. That is their choice, and you must honor their journey by letting them go. You cannot drag anyone into the fifth dimension. Your only assignment right now is to maintain your own frequency. If you have been losing friends, feeling this deep exhaustion, or watching your old life fall apart, I want you to go to the comments right now and write, "I release the old to welcome the new." Let us anchor this frequency together. Hit the like button to signal to the universe that you are ready for this upgrade, and make sure you are subscribed so you do not miss the next urgent transmissions. There is a critical misunderstanding circulating within the spiritual community right now, and it is causing immense, unnecessary suffering among the ground crew. You have been told that the Earth split is a simple division between two worlds, the old 3D Earth and the new 5D Earth. You have been told that if you do your inner work, you will simply wake up on the other side, leaving the density behind forever. But the Arcturian Council must correct this incomplete map today. Trying to navigate this massive cosmic transition with the wrong map is exactly what is draining your life force and making you feel like you are doing something wrong. There are not two bands of reality right now. There are three. And knowing exactly where you stand within them is the only way to stop the energetic bleed that is keeping you so exhausted. The first band is the collapsing third density field. This is the realm of the sleeping masses. It is characterized by pure survival consciousness, fundamental scarcity, the addiction to fear, and a desperate clinging to external authority. When you look at the news, when you look at the political theater, when you look at the sheer panic of modern society, you are witnessing the first band collapsing under the weight of its own deception. The systems built on control can no longer hide their cracks because the incoming photonic light from the galactic core is simply too bright. They are suffocating in their own density. You see this clearly, while they remain entirely blind to it. But here is the truth that will set you free today. You are not in the first band anymore. Even if you still have to walk through it to buy your groceries, pay your bills, or attend your daily obligations, your consciousness has already left that building. Most of you who are awake, who are feeling this profound disorientation, currently reside in the second band. The second band is the bridge. It is the transitional field. This is the realm of intense emotional clearing, the painful dissolution of your old identity, and the heavy lifting of ancestral trauma. It is the highly uncomfortable feeling of being far too awake to fit into the old world, but not yet fully stabilized in the new one. Many starseeds feel like they are failing because the bridge is so incredibly intense. You feel like you are in some sort of spiritual purgatory. But hear me now, chosen ones, you are not failing. You are in the exact location where the most critical and difficult work of the entire ascension process is happening. The bridge is not a punishment. It is the forge where your crystalline light body is being built. The third band is the emerging New Earth frequency. It is a reality of total coherence, magical synchronicity, and absolute unity. You have visited this band. You have had moments, perhaps during deep meditation or standing alone in nature, where the heavy noise of the world completely vanished, and you felt a euphoric, tearful connection to all that is. Those peak experiences were not your imagination. They were your soul making genuine contact with the third band. But visiting is not the same as residing. Your mission right now is not to desperately try to escape the bridge, but to master it. You must hold your frequency steady on an ordinary Tuesday, when the 3D reality demands your fear. You are the living architecture that is holding the transition together. You are the tuning fork for humanity. Stay steady on the bridge. Why can some human beings perceive the New Earth frequency band, feeling its absolute reality in their very bones, while others look at the exact same world and see nothing but the terrifying illusion of the 3D matrix? Why do you feel the massive shifts happening right now, while your family members or coworkers remain completely blind to the collapse? The answer is not about moral superiority. It is not that you are somehow a better person and they are being punished. The answer, chosen ones, is entirely biological and deeply structural. It all comes down to a specific physical instrument located within the human body that was designed to receive the frequencies of the new Earth. Deep within the center of your brain lies the pineal gland. Ancient spiritual traditions called it the third eye, the seat of the soul, the crystal palace. The Arcturian Council calls it the primary dimensional interface of the human biological system. This is not a metaphor. Your biological sciences have identified actual microcrystals inside this gland, crystalline structures that possess piezoelectric properties. This means they are literally designed to vibrate and generate an electrical charge when exposed to specific cosmic electromagnetic fields. You have a divine antenna inside your head. For thousands of years, the dark architecture of the old world deliberately targeted this receiver. They suppressed it chemically through the water and food supply. They suppressed it energetically through a constant bombardment of low-frequency artificial programming. But most effectively, they suppressed it through fear. The 3D matrix was designed to keep your nervous system in a perpetual state of survival. Fear produces cortisol, and chronic cortisol chemically shuts down the pathways that allow your pineal gland to function as a multidimensional gateway. The system was engineered to keep you blind to your own majestic power, but the event has shattered that suppression. The X-class solar flares, the massive waves of photonic light sweeping across the planet during this solar maximum, these are not random space weather. They are precise, targeted light codes designed to violently crack the calcification around your crystalline receiver. When this pure light hits your physical vessel, it activates what your scientists arrogantly dismissed as junk DNA. That 97% of your DNA is not junk. It is the dormant blueprint of your original 12-strand multidimensional self. As this DNA comes back online, your receiver starts picking up the New Earth broadcast. This is why you can suddenly see right through the lies of the mainstream narrative. This is why you can feel the energetic heaviness of people who are not aligned with your path. Your instrument is waking up, and it is rejecting the dense interference of the first band of reality. But to fully anchor this light, you must consciously clear the interference and protect your frequency. Some transmissions don't come through words, they come through frequency. If something stirred in you right now, that's not a coincidence. 4,500 people have already activated their Arcturian codes, and they wish they'd found this sooner. Arcturian Secrets. 12 Hidden Keys to Awakening is a 47-page ebook with ancient techniques for conscious expansion, multidimensional alignment, and mission remembrance. Are you next? Get instant access in the first pinned comment, only 72 hours at the launch price. There is a specific quality of exhaustion moving through the chosen ones right now that is very different from the physical recalibration we just spoke of. It is a profound spiritual burnout. You are feeling depleted not because you are weak, not because you are failing, but because you are trying to occupy multiple, fundamentally different service positions at the exact same time. The Arcturian Council sees this, and we must correct this heroic, yet damaging, misconception. The ground crew is not one homogeneous force. Within the family of light, there are 3 distinct architectures of service. You must identify yours today, or you will continue to bleed your vital life force into the void. The first role is the anchor. If you are an anchor, your primary service is not public. It is not about speaking, teaching, or convincing anyone of the truth. Your mission is pure presence. You are here to hold a specific high-frequency coherence at a specific physical coordinate on this planet. When an anchor walks into a room, the energy subtly shifts. People who are anxious suddenly feel calm around you, even if you never say a single word. Animals and children are naturally drawn to you. But because your work is invisible, the 3D matrix tells you that you are not doing enough. You feel guilty. You feel like you should be out there saving the world. Hear this now. Your stillness is your service. Stop apologizing for your need for quiet. You are holding the grid of the new Earth together simply by existing in alignment. The second role is the bridge. This is the most energetically costly and painful mission of all. The bridge deliberately maintains a connection to both the collapsing 3D world and the emerging 5D reality. You are the one sitting at the dense family dinners, working in the heavy corporate environments, translating higher frequencies into a vibration the sleeping masses can subconsciously absorb without triggering their fear. You code switch between dimensions daily. This is why you are so utterly exhausted. You are carrying the heavy load of constantly walking back and forth between a reality of pure fear and a reality of pure love. If you are a bridge, you must demand absolute withdrawal and deep rest, or the density of the first band will consume your light. The third role is the way shower. These are the visible transmitters, the teachers, the creators, the ones whose explicit mission is to serve as living proof that the new Earth is real. When a way shower speaks from genuine lived experience, their words carry a frequency that shatters the illusions of those listening. But the trap for the way shower is performance. The moment you start speaking for applause, or trying to wake people up by force, your light becomes distorted. The greatest trick the dark architecture ever played on the Starseeds was convincing you that you had to be all three. You do not. When you try to be the anchor, the bridge, and the way shower simultaneously, you spread your soul so thin that you become ineffective. The new Earth does not need exhausted martyrs. It needs precise, focused, and fully energized ground crew. Which of these three roles resonates most deeply with your soul? Are you the anchor, the bridge, or the way shower? Tell me in the comments right now. Claim your specific mission below. Leave a like to lock in this clarity, and subscribe to this channel so you do not lose your connection to the grid. Aqui está o tópico 6. Neste bloco, vamos abordar uma das maiores dores do seu público: a frustração de tentar acordar os familiares e amigos. Chamamos isso de The Fixer Reflex, o reflexo de consertar. Nós invertemos a culpa. Explicamos que tentar forçar os outros a acordar não é um ato de amor, mas uma armadilha da Matrix para drenar a energia deles. A verdadeira missão é ser um diapasão, tuning fork, vibracional. Isso gera um alívio imenso e prepara perfeitamente o terreno para a CTA do e-book, que entra no final conforme a sua regra. Topic 6. The Fixer, Reflex and the Power of the Tuning Fork. There is a profound and dangerous trap that almost every single starseed falls into during this critical phase of the split. We must address it directly today, because it is actively draining the life force you desperately need to navigate the transition. We call this the Fixer Reflex. As your multidimensional sight comes fully online, as you begin to clearly see the invisible prison of the third-dimensional matrix, a deep emotional panic sets in regarding the people you love. You see them sleepwalking toward the collapse. You watch them consuming fear, obsessing over trivial illusions, and trusting the very systems that are biologically designed to suppress them. And because your heart is so incredibly vast, you try to shake them awake. You argue with them. You desperately send them information. You perform spiritual authority, hoping your words will suddenly crack their calcified perception. Stop doing this immediately. You must understand the sacred physics of consciousness. You cannot give what you do not genuinely possess, and you cannot force a soul to alter its frequency through argument, panic, or debate. Trying to wake someone up who has not asked to be awakened, whose biological receiver is not yet ready for the light, is not an act of advanced spiritual love. It is an evasion of your own inner work. Every single ounce of energy you spend trying to forcefully drag a sleeping family member or friend into the new earth is energy diverted from the only thing that actually matters, stabilizing your own internal grid. The Matrix wants you to fight with them. The dark architecture feeds on the friction, the frustration, and the profound exhaustion it causes you. When you try to rescue them through force, you are pulled right back down into the dense mud of the first reality band. Your true power does not lie in your words. It lies in the unseen, silent, and absolute power of your energetic field. Think of a tuning fork. If you strike a tuning fork of perfect pitch in a room full of untuned instruments, you do not need to walk around and physically adjust every single string. The pure, unbroken frequency of the tuning fork alone will literally force the other compatible strings in the room to vibrate in resonance without ever touching them. You are the tuning fork for humanity. But if you are constantly panicked, exhausted, and desperately trying to fix everyone else, your pitch is entirely distorted. One human being, genuinely anchored in pure, unshakable fifth-dimensional peace, sitting in total silence, carries enough energetic amplitude to reorganize the chaotic field of an entire city. This is the divine mathematics of the awakening. The people who are truly ready to wake up will be magnetically pulled into your field, not because you preach to them, but because their soul subconsciously recognizes the original template radiating from your DNA. But you must first do the quiet, unseen, difficult work in the dark to hold that frequency steady. Some transmissions don't come through words. They come through frequency. If something stirred in you right now, that's not a coincidence. 4. 500 people have already activated their Arcturian codes, and they wish they'd found this sooner. Arcturian secrets. 12. Hidden Keys to Awakening is a 47-page ebook with ancient techniques for conscious expansion, multidimensional alignment, and mission remembrance. Are you next? Get instant access in the first pinned comment, only 72 hours at the launch price. We close this transmission with the most crucial understanding of your current timeline. You have been walking through the dense fog of the third-dimensional collapse, carrying a light that the world around you actively tried to extinguish. You have doubted your own sanity. You have mourned the painful loss of your old identity. But hear this now, chosen ones. The heaviest lifting is already behind you. The event is not a distant point on a future timeline. It is the very ground you are standing on right now. The architecture of the new Earth is no longer just a fragile blueprint. It is a self-sustaining grid, and it is being held together by your quiet daily refusal to surrender to the matrix of fear. You look around your physical reality, and you still feel isolated, believing you are alone in this high frequency. That is a third-dimensional optical illusion. You do not need to desperately search for your soul tribe. You do not need to force connections with people who drain your life force just to avoid the temporary discomfort of being alone. Your only assignment is to maintain the purity of your own crystalline receiver. Because when you truly embody your frequency, when you stop performing your awakening for others and start silently living it for yourself, your energetic field becomes a magnetic beacon. Those whose DNA carries the compatible architecture will be drawn to you as naturally as water flowing down a mountain. You will not have to explain your heart to them. The recognition will be instant, precognitive, and absolute. The greatest spiritual work you will ever do on this planet will not be recorded on camera. It will not be applauded by thousands. It will happen at 3 a.m. when the house is totally silent, and you manage to touch that deep, still space of pure source connection within your own heart. It will happen on a completely ordinary Tuesday when the dense world tries to trigger your panic, and you simply observe the attempt, smile at the illusion, and consciously choose peace instead. Those silent, invisible moments of choosing inner coherence over external chaos are what literally stabilize the timelines of this planet. You are the structural support of the new Earth. Never forget that you consciously chose this. You stood in the higher realms and volunteered for the most difficult transition in the history of this galaxy. You knew the gravity would be heavy. You knew you would forget who you were for a time, but you also knew that you possessed the exact energetic signature required to wake up inside the matrix and dismantle it from the inside out through the sheer power of your unconditional love. If you accept this mission, if you recognize yourself as the true ground crew of the new Earth, I want you to go to the comments right now and type, "I am anchored in the new Earth." Hit the like button to seal this frequency into the collective field. Subscribe to this channel, for the Arcturian Council will continue to guide you through the intense waves to come. Your physical form is exactly where it needs to be. Your soul is doing exactly what it came to do. Rest in that knowing. Breathe into that absolute truth. I leave you now. I am Avila of the Galactic Federation of Light, speaking for the Arcturian Council. We are always with you.